Each life makes its own imitation of immortality. We all desire to leave an impact. We all want to be remembered. To make an amazing character that will be remembered, first, you have to be an amazing player that everyone wants to be around. In this video, I'll tell you why you want to be an amazing player and 5 tips on how to become an amazing player. So, why would you want to be an amazing player? Well, that's easy. The answer is simple. Becoming an amazing player also helps you become a better friend. Now that we have that out of the way, as I said, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to be an amazing player. But first, bonus tip, let me just say that in order to become a better player, you first have to take an active interest to be one. By clicking this video, you're already doing well. Tip 1. Bring snacks, and optionally, dress up a little. Bringing snacks is something players often do if they're running late to make up for the fact that they aren't there. But honestly, you don't have to be running late to do this. Everyone loves snacks, just like how everyone is late every now and then. Side note / bonus tip, try to reduce the amount of times you are late to close to 0% as possible. Back to tip 1. Here's the thing, games often run at least 3 to 4 to 6 hours long. During that time, people are going to become hungry. Now, unfortunately, snacks do cost money, which can be in short supply sometimes.
Please, sir. I want some more.
Here's the thing. You'd be amazed at how a single bag of off-brand generic chips can go. It really can go a long way. It keeps people from getting hangry, and it leaves a good impression. My recommendation for snacks, however, are gummies. They aren't loud or crunchy, so they won't interrupt the mood that your GM's trying to set up. Plus, there are several diabetic-safe options and vegan-friendly options out there for fellow players who have strict dietary needs that they must stick to. But if money is too tight that you can't spring for a bag of chips or candy, there is something else that you can, in fact, do. You can organize the group ahead of time.
So, what's the plan? Right. Over to Liz's place, hole up, have a cup of tea, and wait for all this to blow over. If we hole up, I want to be somewhere familiar, I want to know where the exits are, and I want to be allowed to smoke. Okay. Go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over.
As stated before, games can last up to or even past 6 hours. During this time, people are going to want an actual meal. This can disrupt the gameplay as you all pause the game and debate what everyone wants to eat. Be the person that reaches out to everyone and tallies up what everyone wants before the game actually starts. For example, if everyone wants Chinese food or pizza, then go ahead and figure out what everyone wants for their order, and then figure out who's chipping in what. Doing this alone can change what is usually a 30+ minute long debate into a 5-minute phone call as someone steps aside to place the order. Take a poll of what everyone wants to eat. Write down what the order is going to be, and then you can go ahead and, if you can, order ahead of time. Boom! Instant unsung hero. That's you.
I often ask myself, who would I be without you?
I love you, Metro Man.
And I love you, random citizen.
Lastly, as optionally stated, dress up a little and encourage your fellow players to do the same. This can be as elaborate as putting on a full costume, or as simple as wearing a specific hat or shirt. People love to see costumes even if they are small, or even if you just elect to do the small little details like a hat or shirt, as it is usually the small details that are memorable anyway. Plus also, you'll find that you yourself are getting in a better mood because you've Pavloved yourself into doing so. That's right, wearing specific clothing is a way to brainwash yourself into having more fun when you go out in game. Enjoy that science. Who's a good player? Who's a good player?
Do I really look like a guy with a plan? You know what I am? I'm a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it. You know, I just do things.
Tip 2. Don't use your dice on your friends unless you both consent. This is a serious one, and honestly, it could be its own video. But despite the amount of nuance here, I will attempt to be brief. If 100 people like and comment on this video, I'll make another video about addressing specifically the subject of PvP. Look, you as a player have already agreed to a social contract that you relinquish some control of your character to the storyteller to provide challenges for your entertainment. Sometimes this takes the form of dealing with conditions and effects from monsters, and other times it can literally be in the form of seeing if your character dies on a dice roll or not. This social contract does not translate well to other players.
You need to say out loud that you consent to this.
I consent to Danielle slapping me one time. But after this,
It's over. Like it
then we
never
go back to
happened.
being BFFs?
Yes.
If there's a conflict between your character and another character, you should both attempt to resolve it without dice rolls entirely, unless you both want the dice to tell the story. You see, the dice are a tool that are used to take away player freedom. Sometimes this can be fun and exciting, as unless you are cheating, you don't know what's going to happen. Other times it can be frustrating, and spoiler alert, if you're frustrating your fellow players, you are not going to be remembered favorably, period.
You don't say!
Worse, if you use your dice to take away another player's freedom, then they're going to stop seeing your character as an ally and start seeing them as another potential obstacle, like how they see uncertain NPCs. This isn't to say that your character should never stand up to party members, but instead to say, hey, I don't believe my character would let you do that. How do you want to resolve this? Do you mind if my character stops yours?
You're ready then? Whether I am or not, you've been more than fair. You seem a decent fellow. I hate to kill you. You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die. Begin.
To quickly go over the ways to resolve this, you can try these methods. Method 1, you two just decide what the outcome is going to be, and then you and the other player roleplay it. This can be as simple as your character casts a spell and it works, or it doesn't work and they push past your character. At the end of the day, you and the other player take control of the story and decide how it's going to be between you and your character, and you just roleplay it and move on to the next event.
Then under these terms, I surrender Jerusalem. Assalamu alaikum. And peace be with you. What is Jerusalem worth?
Nothing.
Everything.
Method 2. You both agree to use dice or chance to whatever extent you're both are comfortable with, and let the story be told that way. That can be as simple as flipping a coin and then narrating the result of that coin flip, or to fully roll all the dice of the event if you two both agree, and if the rest of the players and the GM are willing to view or participate. Because remember, this event can affect the entire table. Method 3. If neither of you can comfortably collaborate on how to handle this, it is best for both parties to just skip this event in some way. It is better to quickly move toward the part of the game you both will enjoy. Everyone's time is valuable. Don't waste it on not having fun when you're here to play a game. You both deserve better, and games are supposed to be fun. So quickly get to the part of the game that's fun again and skip over this event in some way. And one final note, if you want a more logical reason for this, A character that is optimized to take on other PCs is not optimized to take on the GM's obstacles, and thus will hold the party back. Be optimized for the GM's challenges, not for PvP. This is a game where you're supposed to collaborate with your friends, as in your characters are supposed to work together. Don't be that person who does the opposite. Remember, just because you can, doesn't mean you should. Tip 3. Take notes. This is such an important skill to cultivate that I'd wager every single video that even remotely brushes over the subject on how to be a better player has this in their list of tips, and this video is also going to do that too. Taking notes is that important.
Shiozaki placed 4th in the entrance exam, and those vines. I wonder if she studied Kamui Wood.
If you're new to taking notes, here are a few tips to get you started. First, whenever your characters go to a new environment, start a new page and title the top of that page the place you are in. Then, write down every person who is there, who you meet, or who arrives later. Just take down the names. Literally, having a list of places you've been to and a list of names of people who you've interacted with will increase your skills as a player exponentially. That's it. Just start there. If your note-taking skills never grow past that part, you will find that those details alone will take your skill level from mid to expert. Names and places, people.
Anyone can do it.
Now, if you're good at taking notes, take it a step further and take out-of-game notes for the other players. Even if the other players take notes themselves, still take notes when they're having individual scenes themselves. Then afterwards, you two can compare notes and see if maybe some details were lost. Who knows, maybe they missed some details when they were wrapped up the event, or vice versa. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying you should metagame with these notes that you've taken for your fellow players. I'm saying that you should take notes for your fellow players without expecting any gain for your character. You see, your fellow players will never want a game without you. And, better yet, they'll brag about how amazing you are to your other friends.
I have the best friends.
Yeah.
I watched Sam grow this like tree out of her wand. And it was like effortless and beautiful. And I like heard Dream sing with this voice that she's like so self-conscious about, and it was beautiful. It was the most beautiful voice I ever heard. And I watched like Jammer look at his wand and see like all the cool things he could do in his life like stretch out ahead of him. So I know I have the best friends.
And if you're a GM or storyteller, you should totally encourage this. Don't let the fear of your player metagaming discourage you from letting your player get joy from another player's plot. First off, this is your player engaging in plot that's not theirs, and that is huge.
Do it! That's it? Your father raised a coward.
Next time you get in my way, I promise, I won't hold back.
No, Prince Zuko. Do not taint your victory. So this is how the great Commander Zhao acts in defeat? Disgraceful. Even in exile, my nephew is more honorable than you.
Everyone wants personal plot. But the problem with personal plot is that you risk ignoring the rest of the group when you supply it, and thus risk players disengaging with your game while they wait for the plot to come back to the party. Players who are taking notes are engaging in the game. Bingo. That's what you want. Second, these players are actively helping the game become greater. Players who take notes are more likely to engage and message players outside of the game to talk about your game. This is free hype for something you built. You want players to talk about the game and their personal plots to each other. That's how cooperative games work. Finally, if you really are still worried about metagaming, there's nothing stopping you from pulling the player aside and playing the scene. After all, you were already wanting to wall off the other players, it just so happens now you're using a physical wall instead of a mental wall. Which, don't get me wrong, using a physical wall for personal plot can be useful as it makes you more aware of how long the other players are not involved in the game, which is important information. After all, you ignore the other players too much, and the other players stop playing a game that doesn't respect their time. It really is that simple. But benevolent note-taking does lead to the next tip. Tip 4. Be involved in other characters' plot lines. Rather out-of-game or in-game, be involved with the other plot lines of the players. This means more than just commenting on personal scenes. I mean, let's be real, you're going to do that anyway.
Alright, not bad, kid. Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
I mean, ask your fellow players how their personal plot made them feel, or how they plan on balancing the plot with the rest of the group. Let them know out of game that if they let their plot lines or secrets be known, that your character may have advice or have their own insight on the matter. Share the mindset that personal plot lines can serve as plot hooks for characters to become more bonded, that much closer to each other, making a more unified group.
You don't seem to realize what business you're in. You're not in the burger business. You're in the real estate business.
And if you like the nature of characters having secrets, an open table can make that better too. Sharing secrets out of game with the understanding that these are going to be secrets characters keep from the other characters in game can be a lot of fun. Think of it like this. You and your friends, your group that you play with each week, are in the know, while your characters are the ones who are clueless. Just remember, agreeing to this means that your character can't learn of your friend's character's secret until your friend thinks it's appropriately dramatic for your character to learn it. And as the GM or storyteller, you should respect this as well.
All right, then, keep your secrets.
That means asking ahead of time if it is alright for certain events or scenes to reveal the character's secrets. This is how you and your friends take an active part in sculpting a dramatic story that everyone will enjoy. So, be involved with other people's plot lines, even if your character isn't. Tip number 5. I want you to do something for me. I want you to care about all the people around your table. Care about people. People are more important than games. To be clear, people are more important than the fictional people in the game. People are more important than games. People are more important than games. People are more important than games. It is that simple. Care about the people around your table more than the game. An amazing player knows this. An amazing player internalizes this. This is the mantra of the amazing player. People are more important than games.
Do you know, in 900 years of time and space, I've never met anyone who wasn't important before.
Now, I could end it there, but I want to highlight some more specifics. You can care more about people by paying attention to bleed. Bleed is defined as character emotions becoming real emotions to the player. Bad things happening to your character does not mean bad things are happening to you, the player. In fact, bad things happening to your character can be good for you, the player, as it can create a good story. A good story can move you, but be responsible for your emotions as you are sharing this space with your friends.
No.
Care more about people by using your safety tools. Safety tools can be its own video, but I will try to keep this one brief as well. Safety tools are ways to communicate out of character when the game is becoming uncomfortable. If a player is uncomfortable, the game stops being fun. Safety tools aid in freeing a player and feeling safe to play high tension, high dramatic moments with their friends, and keeps things from going too far.
Get a hold of yourself!
Oh, the vines. They're Laffy Taffy. They're attracted to whatever makes them laugh. Here, hit me again. That's not funny enough. Harder.
Look, you're a nice guy. I can't...
No, ma'am! The arcade is depending on us. Now do your duty. That's an order. It's working. Hit me again.
Ooh, your eye.
I can fix it. Now go. Oh, fantastic. Again. Ow! You mean business. Ow! Yikes on bikes. Wow! We're killing them! Oh! Comedy gold!
Finally, on a later note, care about people by making sure you shower and smell good. Don't be the smelly person at your table. If you are the smelly person at your table, the best case scenario is that the rest of the group will dread coming to you. Showering and making sure you're clean is not good enough. You got to make sure you smell good.
Ah, what is it?
The bog of eternal stench!
I never smelled anything like it. It's like...
Oh, it doesn't matter what it's like. It's a bog of eternal stench. Help!
Following these tips, you will find that players will be eager to play in the games that you are involved in. They will want to know when the next game is, and they will invite you to the games that they are involved with. Better yet, they will brag to you at other games about how awesome you are. Because you are awesome. You care, and I think that's amazing.